Hey Virgo, this reading is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in Love, October 15th through the end of the month. Virgo in Love, October 15th through the end of the month. Virgo, I will still be giving away a free reading this month, as I always do. If you would like to be considered, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners at the very end of the month. Virgo in Love, October 15th through the end of the month. Okay, Virgo, the first message that's coming through really strong, and I feel this, is that you are exhausted. There is exhausting energy around you. Like, I feel it almost in every bone of my body, okay? You're not sleeping. Somebody around you isn't sleeping. There's some sort of exhausting energy. Who and what is exhausting you? It's really important to be honest with yourself. What the catalyst for this exhaustion is. You need to rein it in. You're not sleeping at night. Some of you are up at night and you are thinking, even when you have plenty of time to sleep. And I don't think too many of you have plenty of time to sleep. But even when you do, it just feels like your mind's racing. Why? I'm getting for some of you, there's fear of separation, or you may have separated. And it feels like something happened abruptly, Virgo. It really may have caught you off guard. Now, for some of you, this isn't you. For some of you, this energy pertains to a partner. So you may have abruptly chosen to split with a partner. Something was off, and your partner may be up at night, not sleeping, thinking about you. It feels like somebody is just like this constant rehashing of events, trying to figure out what went wrong, how can they fix it, what's the next step. I will tell you this, Virgo, if you're dealing with some sort of a separation, especially for those of you where it feels like this came out of the blue, I'm getting a hard stop. Those are the words, a hard stop. So if that applies to you, this message is specifically for you. The situation isn't over. There's still love here. There's an issue around communication though, okay? And so for those of you, and this could be your partner, so if a partner is watching and rehashing something over and over and over, there's a lack of communication. There was an issue with communication. Somebody wasn't being heard, and it was just too exhausting. It was too exhausting to constantly rehash the same issue without a resolution. Somebody felt like they weren't being heard. Okay, so let's get a little bit more clarity here, Virgo. This is a little bit of intense energy to start with, I know. First card out, let your friends help you. What I'm getting here is let a friend help you. Feels like there's somebody close to you or close to both you and a partner. They may have a little bit of insight that you don't have right now, but it also just feels like someone will be authentically supportive, okay? This is a close friend. This could also be a family member. If you are up at night rehashing something over and over, if you're struggling with the separation, if there's some heartbreak going on, it feels like there's one specific person. I mean, you may just need to be social and get out and be around friends too, but it feels like with this, what I'm channeling, there's a person. There's one specific person who's going to help you work through some things, someone that you can really trust, okay? So honor that, utilize that. You have a friend who would be more than happy to be there for you. I will say for some of you, you may be that friend. This may apply to a friend who is rehashing something. They went through a separation. It was very abrupt, and you're going to be the person helping them through this, but it feels like it's welcome. Whoever the friend is, whether it's you reaching out to a friend or a friend reaching out to you, you're an angel of some sort. Whoever that person is an angel of some sort. They really, really authentically want to step in and help, and they will, okay? There's some sort of aha moment you're going to have when you're communicating with a friend as to what happened here. They're going to be able to give you some insight. So if you're reaching out to a friend, Virgo, they'll be able to give you some insight, something that you overlooked because the situation is so close to you, or vice versa if the friend's reaching out. The center of your reading is pay attention to the red flags. Communication. A lack of communication, someone wasn't listening, someone wasn't being heard, somebody's exhausted, somebody's tired. Who is exhausting you? If this is a current partner, you may be thinking of a separation. If your partner is feeling exhausted, they may be thinking of a separation. But I'll tell you this, if something happens and it's abrupt, it's not going to last. Any abrupt situations, abrupt separations, that is the word I'm going for here. Abrupt separations will not last, okay? but it just feels like someone like ran out of options. I'm getting some sort of like, sort of reactive energy around anxiety. Like someone just sort of like, I don't want to say an anxiety attack because I don't think it was that, but similar kind of energy where like someone just couldn't breathe and they just had to get out. Okay, you're not listening to me. I just have to remove myself from the situation altogether then. There are red flags here, Virgo. They can be resolved. The good news is that they can be resolved. I'm not getting that all separations will be final. Okay, I'm really not getting, I'm really not getting that things are final, and this is why. We have forgiving and learning. If you and a partner are going through an issue, whether you have separated or not, especially for those of you where it feels like something came out of the blue, for either you or the partner, whoever is exhausted, it wasn't coming out of the blue for them. Something was buried. Something was buried. Someone had been trying to communicate an issue or communicate about an issue for a really long time, and they weren't being heard. And so they just said, I can't do this. Or they're thinking about saying, I can't do this. I'm just going to step away from this then because this isn't healthy for me. Whoever hasn't been listening hard enough. As long as you can now, as long as you can communicate, you'll resolve this. There is forgiveness here. There's forgiveness. There is learning so that these patterns and these issues don't have to continue repeating. But what Spirit is telling me through this card is that you will heal. Love will heal. Someone will heal. Someone's love will heal. Okay? And it feels like you may even come back together with a partner. So if you are already separated coming into these 2 weeks ahead, you may decide to reconcile with the partner, but there's real work that has to be done. There has to be really authentic, honest, open, even brutally honest, a conversation. And trust me, Virgo, even if you're the one who had had enough and you had to step out of an unhealthy environment or situation, there will be issues on both sides of the coin, okay? So it's really important that even if you have felt totally overwhelmed, to be able to still listen to your partner's issues and concerns and things that have come up for them too, because this doesn't feel one-sided. It feels like someone maybe couldn't hear you out because they had a whole lot of stuff that they were dealing with too, okay? Some of it may have been stress in the relationship coming from you, Virgo, or vice versa, okay? So if a partner said, hey, Virgo, I've had enough and I had to step out of this, well, you might be communicating to them too as you're forgiving and you're learning, saying, okay, look, those issues weren't one-sided. I may not have dealt with that one specific issue that you're bringing up, but this is what has been difficult with you. Can we also work on this? And it doesn't feel like anybody's getting defensive. It's not about pointing fingers like, oh yeah, you had an issue with me. Well, these are the problems I'm having with you. It's not that energy. It's like, okay, thank you for hearing me out. Can you do the same, or I can do the same for you. Okay, you've heard me out. Let me hear what you got. Let's do this. Let's work on this. Okay, that's why I'm not getting this final separation energy. And I'm sorry, this just feels very abrupt. This is not the energy that I was picking up on earlier in the month for you guys, you know? Okay, look at this. Let your friends help you. Chemistry. It feels like you have a friend who's going to spotlight the fact that you and a partner are really meant to be. There may be some, I want to say blind spots. It's sort of the word that I'm getting. It's sort of the visual I'm getting, like some blind spots right now. And what you're not seeing is that there's actual greatness here too. There's not just love that is still intact, but there's something so compatible here. Now let your friends help you where I'm getting that one person. This may also be your partner. If you have a partner and you feel like they are a best friend, that's why I'm getting one here. I'm not necessarily getting a group of friends, okay? I'm getting a person here. It may be that person. Falling back on that amazing friendship you also have at the core, matched with this chemistry, and you guys communicate, okay, we have some issues, but our chemistry is intact. Our love is intact. We obviously can say our friendship is still intact because we have so much love and respect and honesty here, and we're still having fun, so it just feels like there's this aha moment that there's still something good here. I think for the majority of you, that's the message you want to hear, right? That feels so positive to me. It's like there's still something good here, Virgo. So don't give up too quickly. Even if it looks like a separation is final, it's not. Separations are not final. I'm not getting that at all. Unless it's like a separation, the only way I feel like separation is final is if it wasn't abrupt, okay? Something, it was like a long time coming. There have been issues for so long. You are really done with it, or partner is really done. That does feel final, but I also don't feel like Virgo wants to step back into those kinds of situations, and so you're fine moving on. If you're single right now, it feels like you shouldn't be trying to get into a new relationship over the next couple of weeks. It feels like you may call in partners. If you do choose to meet somebody new over the next couple of weeks, they will have red flags. There's still going to be karmic elements. And it's just not going to be worth your time to have to repeat that with a new partner. So for you over the next couple of weeks, if you're single, Virgo, it's about forgiving old partners, cutting ties with exes, learning what you need to learn, really healing, okay? Giving yourself the opportunity to heal. Some of the best work that we can do for our love life is spend time alone, to take that time out, to really go inward. If you can do that over the next couple of weeks, it does feel like somebody new will come in soon for you. So it's not like you'll be single for the next couple of years here. Reconciliation. Okay. Just make sure you are working on yourself so that you don't have to continue repeating karmic patterns with an old partner if they come back into the picture, but especially with new partners, that will not be worth your time. If those same red flags show up in new partnerships, you're going to be over that, okay? So let's take a look at this. Center the reading, we pay attention to red flags. We also have reconciliation, okay? There are issues here. There's a reason why you guys split up, but there is a reconciliation if you can work on it. But the red flag here cautioning you about a reconciliation is if the healing is one-sided, okay? I do caution you if the breakup, it was like a long time coming, right? It's something you or a partner have been thinking about for a long time, and there were issues that were just dragged out. And I'm talking like months, possibly years. That may not be a reconciliation that you want to consider. There does seem to be red flags around that. But if this was abrupt for you and a partner, this is more of a recent breakup, and that like abrupt energy, it could have been you. You may have abruptly said no more, okay? But whether it was you or a partner who abruptly ended something, that's where I see the reconciliation come through the strongest here, okay? But there is still work to do. You guys have to both be willing to heal. It can't just be Virgo doing all the healing. And a partner may be pointing fingers, all right, Virgo, well, here's your list of stuff to heal. Your partner also has to hear you out too, okay? Or the reconciliation is not going to happen. But I think for the majority of you it will, because look at this. We have this healing. Okay, there's forgiveness, there's learning, but ultimately healing, right? That is what forgiveness and learning, allowing difficult situations to teach you something so you evolve and you grow and you forgive. That is the ultimate healing, okay? Clarified by this could be gone. I really think you have a partner here, Virgo, that is meant to either come back into your life, someone who's meant to stay in your life. Try not to get caught up on separations being final. I know that's really hard to do in reality, okay? Because there are emotions involved, there's fear involved. It just feels like somebody should come back and will come back, or you will be going back to them, okay? Because there is chemistry here. But do take some time out for yourself to heal. You also don't have to rush into reconciliation either. It is okay to reach out to friends. It is okay for you to honor this healing process alone before you start entertaining those conversations with the partner to get back together, okay? I do feel there's this period of time where you need to collect your thoughts, and that may be why you're up at night. Maybe you are rehashing this so that you can ultimately reconcile with the partner, but you want to get it right this time. And honestly, that's really smart, but don't lose your sleep over this. Make sure you're taking care of yourself too, okay? Taking care of your heart. I think there's some Gemini crossover, because Gemini also had this crowning is trust. Trust in this process. Trust that the people who are meant to be in your life will continue to be in your life, even if you have separated from them. Try not to control outcomes. The partners that are of the highest good for you, Virgo, they're not leaving you. Those separations are not final, okay? People will come back. There are definitely partners coming back. There's definitely reconciliation, but reconciliation that will last. Trust in this process. Trust your intuition, but also trust in your love, okay? Trust in your love. Trust in universe. Sometimes we need to go through separations and we need some distance as a reminder of how good the love actually is. And that's what I'm feeling here. It's like, let me bring you back to this for a minute. Whether it's the partner who's like a best friend or it's a true friend that reminds you of the chemistry, it's like someone's reminded of how good the love is. Somebody is reminded of how strong how loyal, how passionate you guys still are for each other. That's coming up over the next couple of weeks. Do expect that, okay? That alone will be a catalyst for reconciliation. Wow, bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck, we have give your relationship a chance. We have heart-to-heart conversations. And we have passion. You remember you still have this. You're reminded you still have this. Honor the separation if you're going through one. Give your relationship a chance for sure. But I want to talk about this heart at the bottom of the deck because this is just jumping out at me. Let's go back to communication for a second, okay? You're giving your relationship a chance, followed by heart-to-heart conversations. You have to be able to communicate openly. If you don't feel like you're being heard, Virgo, you have to actually say those words to a partner. Call your partner out on it. Look, I can't keep finding ways to try to get through to you. This is a message. This is an issue that I'm going through. I need you to try to understand this. I need you to get there on your own. I can't say it like 20 different ways. I've already tried that and it's not sinking in. And Virgo, if someone says that to you, just honor it, okay? And don't be afraid to speak your truth now. I do feel like some of you may be holding on to stresses, maybe holding back from saying what you need to say because you're afraid it will result in a separation. This is how you're giving your relationship a chance. This is how you guys will heal. If you're not communicating openly, and if somebody in this mix still isn't being heard and understood, it's done, okay? But you have a real shot here. I don't see that separation should be final. I see love here. I see intact love here. I see intact chemistry here, passion here, intact friendships, okay? This could be the one clarifying this healing process. So don't hold back. Speak your truth, but also allow partners to do the same thing. And I think that you will. I think as Virgo, you'll encourage that. So if you have a partner who you can sort of intuitively sense could be holding back what they're feeling, don't allow them to do that anymore. Show your partner that it's safe to speak to you openly. If they have a problem, they can just approach you and discuss it in your game. Because it does feel like you want to give your relationship a chance. It does feel like your partner wants this, Virgo, okay? Speak your truth. But I will say this just one more time. Just make sure everybody is heard and understood. And if you can't accomplish that in one day or one conversation, then you keep talking about it. If you need somebody to help you along, like a mediator, possibly a friend who you both would trust, okay? A friend with integrity who would have authentic, like, not some sort of ego, oh, I can tell you guys what to do right now, I'm a mediator. No, like, someone really wants the best for your relationship, possibly even a therapist, then just do that. Then get that done. Because it does feel like this is supposed to be resolved, whatever this is. If you don't want to deal with this in your next relationship, if you're single, and you may have felt like, okay, I had a partner who didn't hear me out, and there were these karmic issues, and now's the time to heal. And for you, this message of trust is about trusting in your process, taking that time alone to heal so that you don't have to repeat this in your next relationship, okay? Because I do caution you, if you're single and you meet people new over the next couple of weeks, a lot of the same issues you have with an ex are going to come up for you. It doesn't mean that you can't do it, but just keep your eyes open, okay? Keep your eyes open for those red flags. Keep your eyes open for those similar circumstances and feelings and energies, okay? I don't see new partners that come in over the next 2 weeks sticking around with longevity. But what I do see is a partner coming back and sticking around with longevity, if you want that. If you want that. And if you don't, be single and go out with your friends. And in your downtime, do that karmic healing, that inner child healing, okay? You're going to be so happy if you take some time to do that before you call another partner in. Because you will call another partner in soon, okay? It's not too far out if you're single, I promise you. But you're going to want to get this work done so that you can call in a higher vibing partner, a higher vibing soulmate, without having to repeat all the karmic lessons that you essentially could have already learned from the ex in the previous relationship or relationships, okay? All right, Virgo, if you feel like you need more clarity, reach out to me. I'm available for private readings. I'm available for energy healing work, which you guys know that I specialize in. I am fully booked for the month of October at this point. I will still be taking emergency sessions, but I will say this, I have been taking on too many emergency sessions side by side with the fully booked out schedule, and I also kind of need to rein that in a little bit, so please keep that in mind when you reach out, but I will help you. I promise you, if I can and I have time, I'll get you in, but just know that before you reach out, okay? Virgo, I'm sending you so much love, light, gratitude. I really see a happy resolution here. Even though it feels like a tough couple of weeks, there's a happy resolution here, so just honor this process, okay? I'll see you guys back here on November 1st. Again, love, light, gratitude, Virgo. I'll see you guys back here soon. Ciao.